You'll need a compost bin, paper wastage, brown material like twigs and sticks, green material like grass clippings, shovel or garden fork, spray bottle or hose on mist mode, and a paper shredder is optional. First step to composting is getting a compost bin. Although this can be done outside on a patch of dirt, it will be faster inside of a bin because within a bin, compost materials are kept together better and decomposition is more even. The steps don't change from doing it outside and inside a bin. Riverside County Waste Resources sells compost bins to Riverside County citizens for cheap, but you can also get them online through Amazon, or you can even get them in your local grocery store like Walmart. Now collect your paper wastage for the next step.
You should sort out your paper into two groups, compostable and non-compostable. Glossy paper such as magazines and receipts cannot be composted. You should also avoid heavily colored paper or paper with a lot of ink, such as construction paper. Set aside your non-compostable paper and put your compostable paper into one big pile to be ready for the next step. The third step is to shred the paper. You want thin, somewhat long pieces. You can shred it by hand, or if you have one, you can use a paper shredder. If you do use a paper shredder, avoid using it for food-stained material. You may also want to avoid shredding cardboard if your machine can't handle it. Instead, shred those by hand. This is the time where you should also remove any staples you find. The amount of paper you shred depends on how much compost you want to produce. If you are shredding by hand, try to make the pieces relatively even, but don't worry about making it perfect. It'll all be dirt in the end anyway. Once you're done shredding, the paper should look something like this.
You'll first want to layer 2 to 3 inches of your shredded paper waste or brown material into the compost bin. If you have multiple types of paper, for example, pizza boxes, homework, and newspapers, try to mix them up evenly. Now collect your green material and brown material. If your brown or green material is too large, break it into smaller pieces. For every 1 part green material, there should be 2 to 4 parts of brown material. This means that every 1 layer of green material, you should have 2 to 4 layers of brown material on top of that green layer. Layers between your brown and green material should be like a lasagna. They should be also spread evenly. Take a spray bottle or something similar like a hose on mist mode to dampen your compost pile. You do not want your compost pile to be soaked, just enough for it to be moist. Dampen between layers and continue adding more layers while alternating until you've filled your compost bin to the top or until you're satisfied. Please check the weather app constantly if you have a compost bin without a lid. Rain can wet your compost. However, too much rain can drown your compost and make it so that your compost will not compost correctly.
After the 5-day mark, you are going to want to turn your compost. You can use a garden fork or a shovel. As you are turning, spray down the compost to dampen it. It is important that your compost never dries out. This may require you to mist it every once in a while. How often depends on how hot your area is. After the first 5 days, turn your compost 1 to 2 times a week.